Hello everyone, welcome back to more of a Great Ace Attorney. The starting scene screen is down by BD. Check them out, link is in the description below. And let's get started. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Announced that they're changing for pricing for YCSs a bit. If you make it to day 2, you get a pack and you can get stamp cards from said packs. So basically, be like, oh, I got an effect dealer for my pack, but it's like a stamp depending on how high you get. Like for the stamp for top 32, I believe it's stamp for top 8. Which is a step in the right direction. I think we should give them props for the step in the right direction. I don't think personally it's enough, but it's better than nothing. I would give them that. The court hereby resumes the trial of Yusuke Naraho. Prosecutor Etchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young strapling, the prosecution is now under paying for scrutiny from the government. Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. It's their job. There's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations referred to Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. We still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation flounders. Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. Man, he doesn't hold balls. He really throws it at them. You really have nothing to worry about in this game. What do you mean? A secret trial? Anxiety over some foreign government's opinion? A bungled investigation? Missing witnesses? It's a government cover-up. Is that what our nation's justice system is? Is this Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. I do like how he de-sweats himself. While aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'd be strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what secure our futures. I won't deny that I'm not an expert. I'm just a student, and one who can arguably study hard too. Standing here in our Supreme Court is one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to all hope for truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Very true. Gotta hope justice. Well said, you game, despite the wide-eyed look of terror. You little brats! Thank you, Council. This code is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and exists solely for the persistence of the truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. Visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett. Yes. Yes, let's see. You shouldn't let your head hit the table. It might hurt. It's a swan. It's a whole swan. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land. Tea, someone bring English tea. In England, no discussions to place without tea. Is that true? No idea. Fair enough. So, can we possibly trouble you to say your name and occupation of the court? Of course. Not you, so. Home. I have been working undercover as a head waitress at a kind of film, but my true... Yes, we know all about you already. Inspector Hudson Naka. Where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said you passed authorization on one thing you showed. Yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, your description of this amazing star is simply a woman. Sorry, Yusuke. Your passive authorization aside, your passive description are sorely lacking. Guilty. So, delay, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Oh, yeah, I don't think we actually see her eyes. I'm assuming that's supposed to mean it's in a different language. Which is very smart of them to do. I'm terribly sorry, delay, but what? You tell me for a traveling student, she doesn't know how to like, I mean, I would get not be like 100% fluent, but like not even a tiny bit, not even an ounce of Japanese. But like, since her name is Giselle Brett, she comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yami University's medical facility. Oh my, what a rare treat for her to hear the dialect tones of a dialect for English of the British people. I'm trying to understand what you said, but it was beautiful as a hummingbird song, as far as I can tell. But detectives translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You obviously do fine in England, Cosmo. Her English doesn't matter you at all, does it? No, you cleverly been paying attention in English classes, Yusuke. For code, thanks for beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, I feel like a lot of times when there's a beautiful lady, the prosecution and judge fawn over her, typically. But now, if we may trouble you to confirm some of this split. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. Because has been led to believe that you were dying there with victim Dr. Wilson at the time. Is that correct? I really do like the design of her dress. Like that blue. She says yes. This could take some time. A tiny bit. Even so, even though she's studying in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. Exactly! Like, not even a tiny bit, not even a little bit, not even an ounce. I'm pretty sure she does speak later on. She likes to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation of the university, so she had to... Yeah, you know, someone just died. It's fine. Gotta present a PowerPoint presentation of how I did. Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the viewer. Well, now, delay. Would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were unfortunately present at the scene of a crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of a wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it appears that the lady did witness the crime. Of course she did. The very moment when the accused staying right there in this courtroom. Shot the victim in cold blood. I mean, did we expect anything else to happen when she took the stand? Oh, on the coat. Did you just hear that? The Excellency? We have absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who William is. Unfortunately, I have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the code the exact nature of its finding and solve for sight you described. I mean, I really does like the translating thing, just because it makes the case longer than it needs to be. I had arranged to meet with a slight late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only. A beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and began into a fierce argument. And then not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I didn't carry a gun myself, so honestly I couldn't have been the culprit. It was a swan gun. This is a... No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all. Quiet, you filthy wench! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard, and look at this Snow White angel. I'm sure even a dog-minded scoundrel like you can imagine those words the court is gonna believe. Well, you just admit the court is biased. I want a retrial. You're still making the same mistakes, Yusuke. You mustn't blow out when you go like that. There's a lesson you need to learn. But you're so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this land with 2 witnesses to testify before, and reported back to the bureau. It was described that Miss Bright was not. It was decided Miss Bright was not involved, so I'll let her go. Testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so, yeah, we just spent time digging around 2 witnesses' statements that don't matter because, yeah. They didn't question, Valet was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there's no way about her person where she can conceal a firearm. I think she could have gotten almost any kind of outfit she wanted to. Unless, until the precise location where witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown. This is mute. There are no pockets in my outfit. I don't understand why film or like women's clothing don't have pockets. I don't get that. I have nowhere to hide a gun. The other witness's own words on my mouth. It's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Don't think about doing anything rash, Yusuke. But I identify the gun I pick up. There must have been another gun there that day. You are about that. Which means the slave is hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we need to pull her testimony apart. Oh yeah, if she isn't guilty enough. Oh yes, yeah, I can see. Up to 2 p.m. in fact. That's really quite late lunch, isn't it? Don't keep up with the late fashion from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are ye vogue, isn't that right? No! A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. But this gentlewoman is currently looking in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it's apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had no appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report cover submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Boy and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes. All that makes perfect sense. Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is. So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next?
Yes.
He was unable to eat, you say? And that's because he just had a tooth removed at the hotel clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with a witness before answering. He got excited. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She hoped that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So, would that mean... But it was you who ate the steak picture here, is that why, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you had there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left? Dear me, what a narrowing experience to have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world to be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Well, no matter what it is, the Payne family's kiss whatever but the knee kiss. Have no fear, dear lady. I swear I'll crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all? That's right. Other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes. The professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. It appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. It's very meaningful. Poor guy can really get his slapping. He needs all of his slapping. But last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, how fascinating. Do tell us what this profound bearing is. He's silent. Silent. The significance of a statement will become apparent when the time is right. That's so, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Ooh, excuse me. The defense calls for the witness' last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well, so step counsel. Very well, Miss Brett. Colin, repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Oh my god, that Max change is actually really cute. Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Cosmo. I gotta remember that one. Which one? But significance will become apparent when the time is right. Can really use that phrase. I hope there are some more useful tips you pick up from the experience while in that use game. Because there's nothing else though, correct? It's just one glass. That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. But it was exactly as it was left. That's correct, the lady says. Well, it's odd, very odd. Tell me, what's odd is for defense inability to express herself. He's trying his best, though. He's trying his best. Yusuke, why about this point looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the shields. The shields? Miss Birch just told us that the professor said shields of a grass of wall. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Ah! You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here. I was supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over ministry. What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case of a crime scene could have been tampered with? Mente, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to see the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Oh, you're gonna try to tell me, but you can cling with only 1. You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was also terrifying. Everything happened. I panicked and thought I should hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she said. Good gracious! Temple of a crime scene. Again, I really like her moral, and again, the fact that she hides her eyes so much. It's so good. Sorry. Well, as I showed the code before, if it's of no consequences at all. Oh, please. We must remember that the student just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for considering a laugh or 2 in her state of disarray? That's absurd. Oh, really? So we take it that you are going to accuse this vulnerable, young, beautiful woman of mischief? What? No. This can be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It seemed that she slipped into the small handbag she was carrying, so she could have a gun in them! A handbag, you say? Yes, actually. A small handbag pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. So the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that the glass absolutely has no bearing on the case. This student has been trying to confuse the code with logic reasoning. But in the end, it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You haven't wasted enough time our way. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think here first we can consider the matter to have no bearing on this case. Counsel for defense, are you in agreement? Well, I don't know, Willie. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're gonna have to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass right in her handbag. The handbag. She can put the gun though. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the code that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett said the following. There's no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag. which could be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Well done, partner. I feel like you pick up on that too. What are you doing? You vile blackguard. Well, that she could have had a gun. It's really simple. The gunshot home the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant phone. As he didn't fire the gun, we can deduce that there must have been another firearm at the scene. But a true murder weapon, if you will. You can't be seriously suggesting. Inspector Hosanaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Jessica Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. Ugh. No! Man, I don't know why my throat feels kind of so. Oh, I mean, I did record today, but I wasn't hurrying. I took a small nap before I streamed, but like, now it's kind of like, eh. What's the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor? Actually, well, did you not have the valet open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your budgeting incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Cosimo? I feel bad for the man, more than anything else. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly, you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to think the student low, really. I had a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. The photographic print. This print is a photograph that I thought would be prelude to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Wow, never! You can see through to what's inside. Isn't that convenient? That's right. Apparently, matchwork bags like these are of a high fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly, so there's no need to search for the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would be immediately obvious. As you can see, there's nothing to apply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, not a Hosan. Ah! We're doing a better job of prosecution! Inspector Hosan, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. The photographic print has been added. I think you had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print has just been submitted to the court record, it appears to have no further significance. I am satisfied there's no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Indeed, there's only one logical conclusion. If I have a pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us as the only possible perpetrator of this crime. No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. I mean, you're still being accused of murder here, so I'm not sure if worse is the best word. Cosmo? I'm sorry, news game. Now the cross-examination of witnesses is over, there's no need, way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it? Ticks, ticks, ticks. I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak all meat, and while the strong eat. You're wasting your time. There's no need to defeat true justice. In fact, you can chew on to the heart's content from the inside your cell. This can't be happening. Am I willing to be found guilty of a crime I didn't commit? And Kazuma. His dreams of going to study in Great Britain would slip through his fingers. Kazuma, what? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You're over, Judge. There's nothing about the last photograph for the detective producer can contest, which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Well, I will proceed immediately to the ruling. It seemed we'd be able to report to the British government on time after all. What a coincidence, wouldn't that be? A smuggler. Musuke and Idaho have... Yes. Oh, he got a slap and... Wait yet, let's see. Musuke? I don't think you can rule on this case yet. This amateurishness is getting tedious. When his Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gets his ruling. This is the most basic protocol of a courtroom. Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic point just meant to have no further significance, there are no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means if there's a problem with evidence, some significant detail I mean. The ruling of the case at this time would be out of the question. This is plain straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can't be no problem with this evidence. You better know what you're doing, Greenskate. I mean, that would be... thrown in jail. Understanding objection counter. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has now undergone the court scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from his handbag. My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperation wheeze. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph that just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. Well then, I would grant the defense one final opportunity. What? But be warned, if I'm unsatisfied by your response here, the trial would be over with immediately effect. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. So taking a look at the photographic print, Inspector Hornsaga submitted before. It's the cow. Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks like almost like a bone of some description. Dear me, I was pondering what new price you would come up with. A bone, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly that has nothing to do whatsoever with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, that's a bone mark, you're right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed that when he was performing the post-mortem examination, it was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't know in his report. What did I tell you? In any case, we have no deal when the victim suffers with bone, do we? It's no possible way of knowing either. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as prosecutor she points out, unless a phone connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent for precise details of this bone. Excuse me, everything. It was see that Miss Brett had a lunch appointment with the dean and all Universal staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from stand now. Oh, of course, DLA. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyways. What's he thinking on this loose game? Do you believe his bone lock has something to do with this case? To be honest, I'm not really sure, but if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So what I was thinking, I should keep digging, and hope I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am? If we just link that bone to the case, if we could do that, we might be able to precise the shutting door back open again. Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that. Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence. Evidence that infallibly links the bone on the victim's wrist to the case, would you allow it? I would, yes. Tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that bone. But as soon as you pointed out, what I did notice is the color draining from Miss Brett's face. But your color stopped me. It paused me because it's spelled incorrect. Really? I had to find some link between that bone and the case. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what the bone really means. So then, the defense for now presents evidence to the court. It would be... Yes! What's this, Counsel? Yeah, no, print? Yes. I believe the photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may overlook at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? To intervene this poorly any further will really be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in the other photograph. How did the victim come to have an unusual shaped bone on his wrist? The reasons recorded here forevermore. What? How? You can't foolishly fool me with your little buffs today, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. Okay. It's the cow. The beef steak? Actually, the points from our plate the steak is served on. The plate? Ah! Yes, are you alright? As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of La Carnival. Ah! The emblem on the plate and the victim's bone are exactly the same shape. What? Musuke, you're genius! You spot on. Which means, victim must have suffered his bone while he was present at the restaurant. But even if that's the case, we don't know if it would happen on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before that. It's most likely happened at some unrelated time. Well, Sadly, prosecutor, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks. Why? The outline of a bone is clearly disconcertable. Such an entry would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosanaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster suddenly. But, I would say looking at the plan of the room that Warrenson suffered very long ago, and for it's not a particularly large bone, it's extremely well defined, just as the defense points out. It's not a mild bone. There's no mild bone, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was around 90 degrees centigrade, a bone like that would have taken around 3 seconds. Unconceivable, the victim would have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks away, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head of Electron, I can testify that without hesitation. But you're a detective, no, Will. But he's been there for weeks! Undercover, the great undercover scheme. There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burned themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds will scream in pain. Probably try to remove their, hand from the plate by that time. There's no question of that. Yes, Inspector Hosanaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any before that. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I did not hear him cry out either. What is suggestion? Well, if a professor had carelessly wear his head, wears on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day, but it would be beyond careless, I think, counts him. But the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the antiques dealer, all of us without any question would have heard him scream. When you agree, Prosecutor Itachi? Well, yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it, Musuke, don't you think? Could it really be true? Never dream in real life at a conclusion like this, but it's Ace Attorney! I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered a bone to his wrist, Dr. Wilson no man can remain silent when his wrist is burning on a pumping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. I mean, unless he's one of those people that don't feel pain, but besides the point. But it's clearly impossible, apart from one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Oh, wait? Dead? Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beef steak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness! Oh, please, counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot. That's right, that's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This just no ridiculous poor buff rookie student, but clearly has no grasp of the facts. No, Prosecutor Itachi, it's you who has no grasp of the facts. I beg your pardon? As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered a bone while at the restaurant, this whole case has been turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? So I like to say the winner of the YCS, what's going on right now, one with a new ritual archetype as a TCG world premiere, which is excellent to see. So congratulations, Charlie F, for your win, but that's awesome, man. Yeah, see, the council must hear from this witness again. If that's true, as we now believe the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard. It's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. I certainly did not anticipate this twist of events. Most people can't with Ace Attorney. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett. Yeah, to forget your luncheon engagement. But yeah, it's gonna see. The justice system in our country might be in its infancy. But rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I'm prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Excellency. What's that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. She knows Japanese the whole time. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I'm studying in your country after all. Makes sense. But then why have you been speaking for an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking your vocal tones as much as possible. That's so bad. That's so bad. But I love how blunt she is about it, just because it's like, oh, the vocal, okay. I like how, looked down she is, because it sets her up as, a good villain. If that makes sense. And I love how, obviously, or, bluntly she is about it. It makes her a great antagonist. But it seems the man of this land possesses none of the frivolous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with y'all on your own level. I love her so much. Oh, you're the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I would now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. Yeah, again, such a great antagonist. So we finally get to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting in this game. Okay, so we're gonna save and then go on to the master duel. Oh, I was playing with the Diamond DLC and Sparking Zero. I still don't understand what that Pansy as a character. Maybe they really were trying to stretch it out to give the characters they need. But other than that, it's a fine DLC. Okay, let's get a long gun bonus. There's the solo mission popping his ugly head. I'm gonna switch to Lunalight for at least a duel so I don't like wink down. Oh no, I think I lost like too many times, honestly. So I'm gonna switch. Luna mommies. Probably going, yeah. Who will fall? Not me. Oh, strong words is unfortunate. Bright side is we can ghost spell some of this combo. Of course not that part. That'd been nice to have an Ash. We see how this goes. Probably not in my favor, but we can see how this goes. Okay, this is always interesting. Summon Skull. I'll allow it. It's not a light fiend. But negates. Okay. I'd fit below. Tangy. Artifact of Emerald Boat. Oh, you got that? So you gonna ash me? Effect fail. Okay, there's 2 hits that I would like to for this to hit if I danger Bigfoot. Actually 3 hits. Okay. Cool. active effect that actually really helped us out. Cause now we're gonna light fusion. Activate fusion. He's all I have is negates. Which I didn't plan for Bigfoot, but I planned. Oh shoot. No, never mind, never mind. Ah! But okay, now we all have tricks in our bag. Which I tried. I really did try. That's where I wanted to go, Spell. There's a fiend. I know that off the top of my head, I don't know why. Can I explain that one to you? I'm thinking very hard about the next move. Knowing. I can use I'm assuming here it's one card in hand. Unless you control it. Yeah, that one. Unfortunately. Couldn't play through the negates. Which is a shame. Oh, now you can show off a combo now because you can. You're safe. You go, oh well, they can't do anything about it anymore. Let's go balls to the fucking walls, huh? It's just failed, but they didn't go balls to the walls. I mean, honestly, Cool just attacked. Oh well. Okay. We're going back. I didn't even see what the missions were besides solo mode. Okay, we're gonna go foes. Okay. I'm assuming you got an Ash. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna Ash my own stuff. I'm not gonna Ash that. Effect. We can effect fail. And poem. Which saddens me, but oh well. Gotta hope that they don't completely ruin me. Okay. Let's just... But I'm not gonna really do anything. So I'm fine with letting that go. This, on the other hand, I'm action. Unless they were trying to bait the Ash from me. Look at Ash dance. Dance with his feet. Anyway. I'm not sure how I like those two face down cards. Okay. That's like one of the worst possible draws I could have had. Just gonna swing! And hope for the best the next turn. And... yeah, here we go. The combo begins. Yeah, this gonna go south for me. I do feel like I am what the kids call cook. Well, we depend how bad the combo off. Cause you know one wild time with Geki. Well, no, that's one time would be during my turn. But one with Geki can put a stop to this madness. Okay, so I live for another day. Okay. Definitely again with Geki. And then sets the super balling. I am really struggling to draw anything, apparently. Like, I legitimately just need one Lunar Light. That's all I need! But, God forbid it lets me draw my one Lunar Light. I'm surprised I'm living this, living it so far. I'm surprised I haven't been just completely destroyed. Okay. So let me go into, unless I'm missing something. That's so weird. I feel like it's because it's a different name. Unless I'm missing something about targeting somewhere. I don't think I am. No? We have a super poly isn't activating. Like, should I have a chance to activate it to get Guru out? I'm very confused about that. And I'd be like, I'm not saying I will have won that, but I'm saying that I had maybe a chance to win that if Super Poly would have actually, if it would have let me flip over the Super Poly. But I guess, oh well. That can be an easy afternoon of dueling, I see. But when is it ever easy, am I right? Bum, bum, bum. I'm activate it low. Cool, bow oaks. Actually, let's play this a bit fast and loose here. No, let's try and play this a bit smart. Try. It's a vague keyword. Get Cat Dancer out. Say now dance. Unfade Lunalight Perfume. Banish it. Discard Say now dance. Oh, let's actually out Wolf to hand. And then we're gonna set Tiger. And for Tiger's effect, Cloud Chick. Well, this isn't a once put. Okay. Oh no, it's negated because of. Well, it doesn't actually matter. I'm gonna get my purpose out of this. Bounce Tiger back. Get my Anaconda, don't want any unless you got Dragoon, huh? Activate Anaconda's effect. I should have probably did that last, but well. I got a bit too excited. Got a bit too excited. Okay. No, you're gonna evenly match me. No. No. Oh no! Which is in. Okay. Well, this one thing I want to do because it would make me happy. Real quick is set. And for the effect of Wolf. Get the Leo Dancer out. Yeah, why not? Why not? Extra protection. I wonder what deck we're playing. Okay, hopefully we can keep up the wins. Hopefully. Okay, this is a very much a going second hand. Cool. We work through this, hopefully. Okay, stand by. Main phase. I hate that card, so let's solemn judge. We're judging! I hate evenly match with a passion. I'm actually gonna ash that. Like, I don't know what you technically have planned or whatnot. But I'm matching. I don't trust you. Yeah, I don't trust you. Don't want to go into 50 really? Okay. Is this how you're gonna treat me, game? Is this how you gonna treat me with my draws, game? We're probably very confused about like what my strategy is just because I haven't done anything. And I'm just breaking. Are we both in Brick City? Fits the window. Nice! I was not getting out of that unscathed, so I take for the window. I definitely would take for the window. Okay, let's try go first again, and maybe we'll work out for us this time, huh? I say that sarcastically, because yeah. Well, at least it's something this time. At least it's something I can play around with, unless I get Atch. Cool. It did not get hatched. Then draw. I really like perfume. Nope. I would set you. Get Mr. Anaconda out. Add favorite Anaconda. Boom. Get Mr. Dragoon out. Night in. Okay, Dragoon. I am getting discard. Oh, you don't target. Just take control. So if they really want, if I'm understanding how that works, we could take control of Dragoon. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's how that goes. I think we might have been looking up for rulings on that. Which I'm fine with. Okay, I was actually surprised that I didn't have a way of getting rid of Dragoon. But I didn't want to look super polished just in case if it didn't have a way of getting rid of Dragoon. Well, that's a bit silly. Of a draw. But hey. I'm slowly building things here. Don't mind me. No, don't turn that off. Me accidentally hanging the wrong button. Well, accidentally hanging button in general, I should say, I guess. Spiny. That's fine. As soon as we get Spiny out. Oh, another monster out. Yep, there we go. Then I'm gonna Super Poly. You need to stop having freaking trip attack to talents. So yeah, that will win you the game. What are the chances he had 2 trip attack good talents in hand? And 2 Simon, great, so close. Yeah, the white doubles in his white, and the head at the right time. Amazing. I mean, I can't be too mad. Let's open our free packs real quick. Rugby. Show. Let's open the 10 packs. Wait, Cyber Player is a super. That's all I really have to say about this. Really, that's the super. I don't see anything of interest in this pack. Opening at all. So this will begin in stream. Hopefully gonna try to get some good rest before the work week. So I'd like to thank you all for coming out. It's been fun, it's been a blast, it's been a fun blast. Tomorrow will be Mo Pokemon Ranger, and then the Great Ace Tutorial continues Tuesday. So again, thank you all for coming out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.